Let's make an overnight Poolish pizza dough recipe. We're going to start with 200 grams of cool water, about 70 to 72 degrees. I'm going to add in 2 pinches of instant dry yeast, and then I'm going to add in 200 grams of bread flour. I'm going to mix that all up until all the flour is incorporated. I'll put a piece of tape on the jar to measure where I've started at, and then I'll cover it lightly and let it sit. You can see that my kitchen's at 70 degrees. If your temperature is much higher than that, then it's not going to take the full 12 to 13 hours. For me, it took 13 and a half hours to get to this level. Next, I'm going to take 565 grams of bread flour, and I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of salt and a quarter teaspoon of instant dry yeast, and then I'll whisk that together. This is what the Poolish looks like now that it's nice and active. I'm going to add in 285 more grams of water, kind of mix it up a little bit, and then pour it into my mixing bowl. I'll give it a little bit of a stir, and then I'll add in all the dry ingredients. Now you can either stir this by hand to get everything kind of incorporated. I'm going to use the paddle attachment on my KitchenAid for about 1 minute. When it looks like this, it's ready to switch to the dough hook. Now I'm going to go for 7 minutes on speed 2. Once it looks like this, I'm going to stop my mixer and I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap and let it sit for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I'm going to dump it out onto my work surface, a little bit of flour down, and then I'm just going to give it a couple of folds and a couple of kneads just to get it kind of finished up. See, you have some nice gluten development already, but it'll be even better later. And now we're going to cover it again for another 15 to 20 minutes. Now it's time to make our dough balls. I divided it into about 5 dough balls, about 225 grams or about 8 ounces each. You can see it passes the window pane test at this point. Now I'm going to do 2 different pizzas with this. I'm going to do a couple of them after about 3 or 4 hours of this dough sitting at room temperature. The rest of it I'm going to put in the refrigerator, and I'll make some cold fermented pizzas tomorrow.